Hey guys, it's David Barnett from davidcbarnett.com, the blog site, YouTube channel, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, podcast, where I talk about buying, selling, financing, and managing small and medium-sized businesses. This is a short video. It's a very important warning to everyone out there about fraud. Someone is trying to rip off my viewers. So let me tell you what's happened over the last week and a half or so. I started to get some strange emails from individuals out in the audience. One of them said, David, I bought your course and you've charged my credit card 6 times in the last 3 days. What's going on? And so when I looked into it, I found that the person, in fact, wasn't a customer of mine at all. And when I had a back and forth correspondence with him, it turned out that he had bought my course through this website, havecourse.com, which is not authorized to sell my course. So there's two things going on here. Number one, it looks like this entire website is just a fraud. So there are hundreds of courses on here. It looks like what they've done is they've copied the course names and the sales page text. And I'm going to show you the actual real sales page for my program. And when you get into here, number one, they take your credit card and they start to abuse it. Number two, I would never offer any of my programs on any kind of third-party site at a discount of 70, 80, 90%. So that should be the first indication that there's something wrong here. But secondly, the viewer said to me, your course is just videos from YouTube. So what these guys did is they put up a sales page claiming that it's Business Buyer Advantage, but it's actually just a bunch of videos from the YouTube channel. And then I got an email from another viewer, and this one had found this site, seekcourse.com, and look, it says buy this for $35, Business Buyer Advantage. This image right here is the cover from my SoundCloud feed for some of the Business Buyer Adventure update audio tracks. And this course actually is just 100 MP3 files from the SoundCloud feed. And again, it's not me. It's just somebody who thinks that my channel's big enough, that my renown is big enough, my following is big enough, that they can put these kind of things up to scam people. So please don't waste your money or end up giving your credit card to someone who's a crook who's going to take advantage of it. You're just going to end up having to replace your credit cards, etc. The only place to go and get Business Buyer Advantage in reality is from my own website. So if you go to businessbuyeradvantage.com and you scroll down, first step is education. Step number 2 is training. And so, you click buy now, or if you go over to my blog site, which if you go to davidcbarnett.com, it turns into investlocalbook.com. My first book was called Invest Local. And so this blog started years ago as investlocalbook.com. And you can always see my latest video on here, and there's other information as well. But there is a tab called Courses. And so if you click on that tab, you can find all my courses in a list. And any one of these is going to lead you over to the e-fulfillment and shopping cart system that I use, which is called Gumroad. So for Business Buyer Advantage, and this is probably why the guys took the image from SoundCloud, is because the image on the course that I put up here is a really dated, old, poor image for anyone trying to market or sell anything, obviously. So they didn't think it was good enough, so they used one of the other images they could steal from me. But gumroad.com/L/CZULI, that's Business Buyer Advantage. It's the only place you can get it. And right now, as of this time, October 2020, it's $416. Now, why do people fall for these kinds of frauds online? It's because they are enticed by the savings, right? They think that they're going to get the course or the object of value, whatever it is, at a tremendous discount. Now, some people might think, gee, the creator's not getting their full amount of money, but I want to take this anyway because I want to save the money. It would be very, very, very rare for a scam artist online to actually invest in the program themselves when they can just take other content and get away with it for as long as they can. I've spoken to some other people who are in the online space, and websites like this will set themselves up. They'll abuse your credit card. They will, respond to your customer service inquiries for a while. They'll give excuses. They'll create delay. Then they'll ghost you, and then they're gone after they've taken, a month or 6 or 8 weeks worth of money from people. And if you look at the websites that I brought up, there are thousands of online creator programs and courses listed. They're all scams. They're all frauds. So someone has been putting this together over a period of time, and they launch their fraud and they try to get indexed by Google. My only other way to try to protect people is to contact Google and have those indexing links removed, but it takes time. And so in that time window, they're trying to scam as many people as possible. Now, Business Buyer Advantage is both very expensive and very cheap. Let me explain. There's over 12 and a half hours of video content of me teaching people how to buy a business. There are new sections that have been added in the last year: how to buy a business in a recession, how COVID will affect buying a business, and buying distressed businesses. If you were to sit with me one-on-one and I was to teach you that stuff, it would cost over $2,400 of my time. You get to buy it for $416. Now, if you're a fan of my YouTube channel and you've been watching my videos, you know that you need to have some kind of resources in order to buy a business. If you're going to buy a very small business, you might have to have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, a good credit score, maybe some equity in your house, something like that. So for a person who has those resources to invest $400 to learn some things that could help keep them on the right track is very inexpensive. It's a huge savings over hiring me to teach you this directly. If you fall into the other category of viewer, someone who's just starting out, who's in debt, who doesn't have access to resources, who's trying to figure out how they can buy a business with no money, save your 30 or 80 bucks or whatever those scam sites are promising, because there's nothing in Business Buyer Advantage anyway that's going to help you, because I teach people how you really buy a business, which requires the buyer to have some resources. And so it's not like you're stealing a copy of a course that's going to magically teach you how to solve all of your problems. It's not. Work on yourself, work on your budget, work on your money habits, work on your income, live below your means, accumulate some wealth, save up some money, learn management skills, learn what you need to know in order to run a business successfully once you buy one. And when you're ready, come back and work with me. But please don't fall prey to any of these online scams. When I looked up the domain URL for one of them, it was registered in Romania. So, just to give you an idea, it's just a scam, and I hate to see people lose money. And, I've already heard from a couple people, and I wanted to make this video to make sure everyone was warned not to fall for it. Thanks, and we'll see you later.